The music is almost over. The lights are getting low. But before you walk away, would you give me one last dance? Filled with quiet strangers, glasses raised beneath the glow. Yet all I see is you beside me, like the world has learned to move in slow motion. Your fingertips still know the rhythm of every scar beneath my skin. And even now with breaking hearts, we fit together perfectly. Outside the city keeps on breathing, cars drift through the midnight rain. But inside this borrowed moment, time forgets to run away. No more promises to keep, no more battles left to fight. Just this melody between us, holding back the night. We're slow dancing through goodbye, with tears hidden in our eyes, turning heartbreak into grace as we sway through time and space. Slow dancing through goodbye, trying not to ask you why. If love was meant to end this way, why does it still feel alive? Hold me close a little longer before we become memories. We're slow dancing through goodbye. I remember summer laughter, coffee cups and Sunday light. The little dreams we built together, thinking they would survive. You smile the way you always did, soft and beautiful and brave, teaching me that letting go can also be an act of love. The record spins beneath our footsteps, its crackling warmth fills the air, like it understands that endings deserve tenderness too. Maybe forever isn't measured by how long two people stay, but by how deeply they transform the hearts they leave behind. We're slow dancing through goodbye, while the stars watch from above, learning that even broken hearts can still be full of love. Slow dancing through goodbye, with your shadow next to mine. One final song before the dawn, one final chance to feel alive. If I could stop this record spinning, I'd freeze this fragile scene. Your head upon my shoulder, the silence off between our breaths. But every song must find its ending, every night must meet the day. And maybe the bravest kind of love is knowing when to walk away. before the music fades from view. We're slow dancing through goodbye, and I'll always remember you. The final note hangs in the silence. The lights begin to rise. You let go of my hand, and somehow the most beautiful dance of our lives was the last one. Was the last one. Rearview mirrors never lie. They only show what we've already left behind. But some shadows keep following us home. Streetlights paint the dashboard gold. Another midnight growing old. The city's breathing through the rain while I replay your name again. Your laughter lingers in the leather seats, echoes dancing underneath the beat. I keep my eyes upon the road, but memories never travel alone. Could erase the fingerprints you left on my soul, but every mile I drive tonight pulls me deeper into the unknown. Silhouettes in the rearview, still chasing after me and you, fading slowly through the neon glow, but never letting go. Plays familiar songs, the kind that proves some love lives on. Traffic drifts like ocean waves, while midnight hides the tears I save. I remember how you rest your head against the window, half asleep instead, talking about forever like it was something we could choose. Spills across slowly breaks the dark. The highway stretches toward the sun. I glance into the mirror one last time. Your silhouette is gone, but the love remains. Do you remember the taste of salt in the air? The way the ocean carried our laughter into the night. Some seasons end, but some never really leave us. Barefoot footprints on the shore, counting stars like we had more. Your hand wrapped around mine, promising we'd outrun time. Windows down on coastal roads, singing songs we barely knew. You painted forever in my heart with shades of gold and ocean blue. I still hear your laughter dancing through the waves we used to chase. And every sunset reminds me of the look upon your face. We were young enough to believe that love could hold the tide, never knowing even summer has its own goodbye. We're the ghosts of our summer, drifting through the midnight thunder. Echoes of a love so bright, still glowing in the darkest nights. Ghosts of our summer, moving like the rising water. Even if the seasons change, you'll forever know my name. Postcards hidden in a drawer, faded photographs and more. Little pieces of a life I never learned to leave behind. I still remember crowded boardwalks, the smell of rain before the heat, the way you dance without a reason to the rhythm of the street. Time has carried us much farther than we ever thought we'd go. Yet part of me still waits for you, where the sea meets the horizon. Maybe some hearts never stop, returning to old tides, searching for the version of themselves they left behind. We're the ghosts of our summer, whispering beneath the covers, living in forgotten songs, but somehow still belong. Ghosts of our summer, floating through another sunset. Though the years have come and gone, our love keeps dancing on. If I could relive one season, I'd choose those endless nights where hope felt bigger than the ocean. Dreams were still alive. Maybe forever isn't measured by how long two people stay, but by the memories they leave behind that never fade away. We're the ghosts of our summer, burning softly through December. Every heartbeat, every scar made us who we are. still young, still laughing, still dancing through our summer. Broken promises survive. Midnight calls, nobody answers, just the ghosts inside my speakers. I keep hoping you'll say my name like nothing ever changed. Midnight calls, nobody answers, but I still leave pieces of my heart there in the space between goodbye and forever. I'm still waiting for you. If I could hear your voice once more, I'd tell you all the things I never said. How losing you taught me that love can linger long after it's gone. Maybe healing isn't forgetting, maybe it's learning to carry the weight and loving the memories without asking them to stay. Midnight calls, nobody answers, but the stars still hear my whispers. I send another piece of hope into the endless night. Don't say goodbye just yet. The night still has a few more secrets, and my heart isn't ready to watch you disappear. Moonlight spills across your face, soft as the silence we embrace. The city glows beyond the glass, but time moves too fast. skies, different time zones. Yet somehow every wave still carries me back to you. The city wakes while you're asleep, another promise I can't keep. I trace your name across the screen, pretending distance isn't real. Your voice arrives through satellites, soft as moonlight in the night. 1,000 miles between our hearts, yet I still feel you close. Postcards folded in my suitcase, tickets from another place, little souvenirs reminding me that loved ones crossed these seas. I count the hours until your sunrise, you count the stars before my dawn. Two lonely hearts learning how to hold on. You're the lights across the ocean, guiding me through every storm. Even when the waves grow higher, you remind me where my home is. Lights across the ocean, shining through the deepest blue. No matter how far this world may pull us, my heart still sails to you. Airport gates and empty terminals, goodbyes wrapped in quiet smiles. We learn to love through departures, through delayed flights and restless nights. I still remember your last embrace, the tears you tried so hard to hide. You said we'll find our way again, and I believed every word. Different languages surround me, different streets beneath my feet. Yet every unfamiliar skyline somehow speaks your name. Maybe love isn't measured by the distance left to cross, but by the courage to keep choosing each other through it all. You're the lights across the ocean, a constellation in the dark. When loneliness begins to whisper, you become my northern star. Lights across the ocean, burning softly in my soul. Across the tides and changing seasons, you're the rhythm that keeps me whole. If oceans had a memory, they would remember us. Two dreamers standing at the shoreline, promising forever beneath the moon. And even if the years keep moving and life rewrites our plans, I'll still search for your reflection where the sea meets the sky. You're the lights across the ocean, the hope I carry through the night. some stars. You're looking at this sky too. Under the fading glow, where the city learns to whisper, I saw your shadow slow down beside me one last time. We drove through empty avenues, windows down the midnight blue. You held the silence in your hands, like something neither of us understood. Street signs were like memories, headlights painted silver dreams. You looked away but I could tell your heart was already leaving. And the radio kept playing songs we used to sing out loud, but tonight your voice was softer, almost disappearing in the crowd. Meet me under the last street light, where goodbye feels warm tonight. Hold me close before you go, like the stars don't have to know. If this is our final dance, leave your heartbeat in my hands. Kiss the tears behind my eyes. Under the last street light, your perfume lingers on my sleeve, a ghost I never asked to keep. The city moves without regret while I replay what we couldn't be. I count the spaces in between, all the words we never speak. Loving you was beautiful, even when it made me weak. The moon hangs low above the road, watching us let go. Two strangers dressed as lovers, pretending we don't know. Meet me under the last street light, where goodbye feels warm tonight. Hold me close before you go, like the stars don't have to know. If this is our final dance, leave your heartbeat in my hands. Kiss the tears behind my eyes. Under the last street light, maybe in another life we arrive a little sooner. Maybe love survives the timing, and the night becomes our future. But tonight I will remember the way you looked at me before turning into memory. Meet me under the last street light, where our shadows say goodbye. Even if the dawn appears, you'll still echo through the years. If forever wasn't ours, I still thank these midnight hours for teaching me what love feels like. Under the last street light, the city fades into the dawn. Your silhouette becomes the sky, and somewhere in the quiet I still see us. Under the last street light. The city never sleeps, but somehow it still remembers your name. Every neon light, every passing song brings me back to you. I saw your reflection in a crowded room, floating through the haze of midnight perfume. The DJ played our favorite tune, and suddenly the world moved slower. Everybody's laughing, glasses raised up high, but I'm still chasing echoes in your eyes, trying to convince my heart that missing you is just another phase. I tell myself I'm moving on, that time has done its part, but every beat beneath my feet keeps leading back to where you are. I'm dancing with your memory, holding on to what used to be, spinning through these city lights, pretending you're still here tonight. Your ghost moves perfectly with me in this endless melody. Everybody sees me smile, but I'm dancing with your memory. The smoke hangs low above the crowd. Someone whispers, but I tune it out, because your voice still finds me somehow, hidden in familiar sounds. I remember how you close your eyes, singing every word completely out of time. And for a moment I swear I feel your fingertips against mine. They say the night can heal the heart, wash away old scars, but every rhythm pulls me back to the place where we fell apart. I'm dancing with your memory, holding on to what used to be, spinning through these city lights, pretending you're still here tonight. Your ghost moves perfectly with me in this endless melody. Everybody sees me smile, but I'm dancing with your memory. Maybe love never really leaves, it just changes shape inside our dreams, turning into songs we can't forget, and stories we don't regret. If I could have one final dance, I'd choose this moment once again, even if it breaks my heart when the music ends. I'm dancing with your memory, letting tears fall silently underneath these neon skies, where forever learn goodbye. Your shadow sways so close to me, like a beautiful tragedy. Everybody thinks I'm free, but I'm dancing with your memory. The lights come on, the crowd fades out, another lonely morning finds me, still moving to the rhythm of a love that never truly lasts. The rain started before we did, falling softly against the glass, filling the spaces between everything we couldn't say. ask if you still love me, but I was afraid of the answer. The thunder rolled across the sky, and neither of us looked away, because sometimes the loudest heartbreak arrives without a sound. If honesty had found us sooner, would we still be standing here? Or were we always destined to drown in unsaid things? There's rain between our words tonight, falling where the truth should lie. Every drop becomes a goodbye. We never learn how to say, I reach for you through the quiet, through the echoes of what we hide. But love slips through our fingertips like rain between our words. Maybe some love stories aren't meant to end in flames. Maybe they fade like city lights, reflected in puddles after midnight. I still remember the warmth of your hand, the way you whispered my name, and how the rain kept falling long after you walked away. There's rain between our words tonight, washing tears from tired eyes. Every memory drifts downstream, carrying pieces of you and me. Though dawn will find another sky, part of me will always try to hold the love we couldn't save. The rain between our words. Morning slowly breaks the dark, the storm begins to fade, but somewhere in the quiet aftermath, I still hear your voice, hidden in the rain. Midnight drapes the room in gold and blue, soft shadows, slow breathing. No promises, no questions, just the rhythm of two hearts finding their way back to each other. Your silhouette moves through the haze, like a secret wrapped in smoky grace. The city disappears outside, leaving only us tonight. Fingers tracing constellations, written across forgotten skin. Every glance feels dangerous, every touch pulls me back in. The record spins in slow motion, our reflections blur in candlelight. keeps running, chasing another sleepless dawn. But inside this fragile moment, forever feels close enough. No need for borrowed promises, no need to name what this becomes. Some lights are meant to be remembered, not explained. Velvet after midnight, soft as your breath against my skin. We dance between temptation and the tenderness within. Velvet after midnight, where the world forgets our names. Stay here in the quiet while the stars melt into flame. If love is only borrowed time, then let me spend it all tonight, wrapped inside this fleeting magic you and I created. No fear of endings, no fear of dawn, just two restless souls learning how to belong. Velvet after midnight, even when the morning comes, I remember how you held me like I was the only one. Velvet after midnight, echoes dancing through my soul. Some nights fade into memory, and some become a part of who we are. The first light slips beneath the curtains, the music slowly disappears, but your touch still lingers like velvet after midnight. Static in the silence, headlights on an empty road, and somehow your favorite station is still playing. You left the radio on that night, some more love song wrapped in city lights. Your coffee cup beside the sink, like you were coming back before sunrise. I still know every turn you take, the shortcuts through our old mistakes. The apartment feels too big now, filled with echoes I can't erase. back to the truth. You left the radio on, playing songs we've always known. Now the silence feels too loud. When I'm listening alone, I'll carry every note we had, the beautiful, the good, the bad. Some loves never really disappear. They leave the radio on. The city slowly falls asleep. The last song fades into the dawn. I close my eyes and whisper, I still miss you. And somewhere in the quiet static, the radio plays on.